Welcome students. I am dealing with module 5 titled as Philosophy as Weltanschauung. Outline of this presentation is, first I will do introduction, then I will talk about value of philosophy, then discuss about role of philosophy, followed by worldviews based on philosophical perspectives, and then what we have learned from these worldviews. Now what we are going to learn is that an attempt is made to understand the application of philosophical ideas and perspectives to the practical life situations and reflecting on social, moral, cultural and other relevant issues. Now, we know that Socrates said that unexamined life is not worth living. What do we mean by that? Now, in order to examine life, we need to probe into the nature of ourself, God, nature, morality, freedom, responsibility, our status and role in this world, and so on and so forth. So, philosophers raise questions, but philosophy does not end there. By raising questions, we try to get knowledge, and the goal of philosophy is to be a lover of wisdom. Knowledge is included in wisdom. Plato says that how to get wisdom. Now, wisdom is not available like things in nature. So, Plato says that we have to place ourselves under the guidance of wise people, elderly people, so that when we observe them dealing with problematic situations in their life, we also learn how to observe or situations or reflect on critical situations and apply our knowledge to these situations. That is how we get wisdom. Now, philosophy helps in examining those beliefs which we might have accepted in our childhood and even later period without any critical reflection. Because many times we might have accepted those beliefs without any critical reflection. We may continue in those beliefs after critically reflecting on them, because now we gain a kind of independence and freedom, the freedom of being able to decide for ourselves by using our own reasoning abilities. Plato illustrated this freedom as autonomy in his famous parable of myth of the cave in his masterpiece, The Republic. Philosophy helps to promote high-level needs. Let us see what does it mean. Psychologist Abraham Maslow talked about maintenance needs like food, shelter, clothing, and also about actualizing needs like self-fulfilling, self-realizing needs. Philosophy can contribute towards this understanding of high-level needs. It not only deepens self-awareness but helps to examine basic intellectual foundations of our life. The study of philosophy contributes towards developing different ways of looking at the world, now which may be called as worldviews. Like some people reflect on critical issues from a particular viewpoint. So they may try to solve their problem or accept any belief only because of their assumptions on the basis of which their worldview rests or based upon. So we develop certain attitudes and beliefs in life to understand practical situations and to deal with such situations. We may broadly divide these worldviews based on philosophical perspectives as a materialist worldview, an idealist worldview, a pragmatist worldview, and a worldview based on science or a scientist's worldview. We first come to the materialist worldview. This is founded upon the metaphysical position that reality is ultimately composed of matter. We know that these materialists accept matter is the only reality. According to them, everything that is material is to be valued. And so we know Karl Marx, a materialist thinker who influenced the world, looked at this world from a material perspective. He valued all those things wherever there was material gain. Another example can be given of Charvakas as materialists. In Indian philosophy, we find them a school of philosophy who also influenced people. Charvakas also believed in matter as the only reality. And so, out of body and mind, which are two compounds of a human being, they believed only in body. And so, they rejected mind, self, soul, heaven and hell, God, and other religious beliefs. While materialism emphasizes material gains, it neglects the religious, spiritual, emotional, moral, and other qualitative aspects of life. This neglect may bring about frustration in life because everything, when we look at from material perspective, we tend to ignore the other aspects of life. An idealist worldview. According to an idealist worldview, reality is ultimately non-material. According to them, reality is essentially an idea or mind, maybe a single mind or many minds. Pythagoras, Plato, and Hegel, as idealists in Western thought, all these three thinkers accepted mind as reality. In Indian philosophy, we have Advaita Vedanta of Sri Shankaracharya, a system which believed in idealism. Shankaracharya accepted Brahman as the only reality and from Brahman point of view rejected empirical world as real. An idealist may not care for material gains in life, may also fail to address social injustice and irregularities in life. A pragmatist worldview. Pragmatism rejects all absolute first principles and emphasizes the testing of truth through its workability and accepts the universe as pluralistic. American pragmatism is developed by Charles Sanders Peirce, William James, and John Dewey, and they supported it as a philosophy. Pragmatism is not a monolithic structure and may lead to muddled thinking because they do not practice, the pragmatists do not talk about only one reality but many, and therefore it may be confusing to understand the concept of reality. A worldview based on science. When we try to get knowledge about anything through scientific ways alone and reject other information, terming it as non-scientific, we are looking from the scientific angle and so a worldview based on science. There are many supporters of this view. But this view is based on reductionism. It cannot address other life-related issues in a holistic manner. None of these worldviews are satisfactory in themselves, but they do help us to some extent in our life situations. It calls for a proper understanding of philosophical analysis and synthesis of the worldviews. What we have learned from these worldviews: self-actualized people who have philosophical calm are flexible, are creative, and develop a deeper level of expression on issues and problems touching many aspects of life. We need to place ourselves under their guidance. Now, here are my references.